Two of the top teams in the Western Conference clash tonight at Honda Center in Anaheim. The Ducks atop the division at third place. Phoenix just 1 point behind them, meeting for the second time this season. Time for tonight's Keys to the Game, brought to you by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. With those, we go to the Anaheim bench to Kent French.
Thanks, Johnny. With assistant coach Bob Woods, facing a team that has the highest scoring defense in the league. How do you neutralize them tonight?
Well, you got to be aware. Coming into our zone, you got to have your head on a swivel, looking to see who's coming, and just try to make them stop behind the net. We can't let them crank it up. Guys like Yan don't clink. They like to come up hard, and you got to slow them down a little bit.
Bob, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Johnny, back up to you.
Thank you, Kent. A physical Phoenix Hockey Club. They've always been a fairly honest team under head coach Dave Tippett. And despite the success, Brian, talking to people around this team, they say that Tippett is unhappy with the style the team is playing. Defensively, they're giving up more than they have in the past, despite the fact that the offense has come a long way.
Well, Mike Smith, in particular, their goaltender, has been great in the last 2 weeks. He's on a hot streak right now. And if not for that hot streak, they wouldn't be where they are in the standings.
Ducks for the first time in their home blacks in 2.5 weeks, and they work in the Phoenix zone as we're underway. Corey Perry, now 5th in the league in goal scoring, trying to get it towards the goal out of the corner, but it ricochets away, and here's Rob Klinkhammer the other way. Angles it into the Anaheim zone. Fowler throws it quickly to the open wing, and he hits Daniel Winnick right off the Anaheim bench. Ahead for Perry. The late man was Lovejoy. Perry goes to the slot, rifles it wide. Rebound came right out to the side of the net. It is dug free by Lovejoy, who centered it all the way back.
Yeah, and Corey Perry a little bit upset with himself. He thought his stick was available for that pass from Ben Lovejoy, but I don't think he was tied up. I think the pass was just a little bit too hot for him to handle.
Lucas Spiza, in his second game of the year, had a very good opener against the Rangers on Monday. Played over 18 minutes. Was credited with 6 hits in that game. Had an assist. Was a plus player after a quick reconditioning stint to the American League with Norfolk earlier in the weekend. Puck just flipped towards the Anaheim goal, and Hiller was unable to hold it. And it comes back to the line. Shane Doan with a long shot, tipped off the post by David Moss.
Yeah, the one thing that the Coyotes have been doing very consistently this year is getting people to the front of the net. A harmless-looking shot by Doan, but made difficult by the fact that Moss was standing right in the grill of Jonas Hiller.
Yandel able to keep the puck alive, and now it's centered back through everyone by Doan. It'll go the length of the ice. So Mike Smith is out to handle it. Smith second in the league with 9 wins on the young season. Now it's Verbata, fakes a shot, slides it on goal, stick save by Hiller. It's reversed back away from him, but Emerson Edom wins the battle and gets it to center. Benino chops it right on the Phoenix net. And Smith, who's so good with the puck, can't lift it over Palmieri, only to have it knocked away.
I often think about goaltenders like Mike Smith that really do a good job handling the puck, is that they will eventually make a mistake. I mean, you have that big catching mitt on, it's tough to handle the puck.
Solani gets the cheer as he touches the puck for the first time tonight, and now Motionless trying to spin it to him down low, but it's intercepted. Up the wall, Francois pinches, and now does battle with Korpikoski there. He wins the puck away from the Finn, and Solani just couldn't get the handle at the top of the circle.
Now, first shift of the game, and Teemu Solani looked like he was shot out of a cannon going through the neutral zone.
Swartz tries to get it to the front of the net. That's denied. And now it comes back to him down low. This is the 4th line for the Coyotes. Jordan Swartz in just his 5th NHL game after being recalled late last month from Portland to the American League. Works on his backhand out of the right corner. Now turns it for Kyle Chipchura, the one-time Duck. Back to the line, and now out high, Klesla. Long point shot misses everything. Klesla will get to it on the near side. Rusty Klesla just returned to the Phoenix lineup last night in their shootout win against Vancouver. He's already missed 8 games this year because of a lower body injury and a concussion. A tough start to the year for Klesla, the longtime Blue Jacket.
Shot blocker extraordinaire, and they'd love to have Kessler on the ice when Getzlaf's out there.
It's Perry steaming in on left wing into the Phoenix zone. Ekman Larson rides him off the puck. Stone knocks it loose, and Vermette has to give it back to him out of the corner. The Desert Dogs able to clear. Klinkhammer has it stripped in the neutral zone. And the pass ahead to Perry broken up by the skate of Stone.
Ben Lovejoy very active, John, and he is looking to jump up into the attack. The Ducks had numbers at the offensive blue line. Unfortunately, did not recognize it.
Lovejoy's been quite physical the last 3 or 4 games or so, and it has equated to a +3 in his last 4 games. His defense partner Fowler tries to drop it off for Palmieri, but it's taken away by Andy Mealy along the near boards, and now Mealy feeds it back ahead. Ribeiro has a man off the bench. Jumping right into the middle is Bravada, and he scores! Excuse me, it was Doan. And the Coyotes strike first.
It's a bad change. The defense changes when the puck's turned over in the neutral zone. And the Coyotes turn it into a great scoring chance for Shane Doan, and he converts 6th goal of the season for the veteran Doan. You can see Brian Allen a little bit surprised to see that he has no support on the left side as Lucas Spiza was late getting off of the Ducks bench. Shane Doan makes him pay.
5th goal in the last 7 games for Doan, who led the Coyotes in goals a season ago in the lockout shortened campaign. He had 13. He's almost halfway there. And this just his 16th game this season. What a bonus it is for Dave Tippett to get that kind of offense out of a guy who perennially has led the Coyotes in scoring. Puck into the Anaheim bench. That's just the 8th goal in the first period this season for the Coyotes as a team. They have done most of their damage in the 2nd and 3rd and have not been a fast-starting hockey club.
6 goals for Shane Doan is a wonderful start for him. His production looked like it was going to start to tail off, and then last year, 13 goals in a shortened season was a pretty good, consistent year for him.
Spiza nearly loses it in the slot off the face-off win, and here's Rickard Rakell to center for the Ducks. Rakell had a solid debut on Monday in New York.
And a second assist.
Won over 50% of his face-offs in that game. Winnick works down low, the former Coyote. Gets it back for Brian Allen. He'll wind and fire. Oh, that looked like it hurt. As Korpikoski down in a heap now to Spiza, and that's punched away by Smith. Back come the Coyotes. Korpikoski still trying to shake off the blocked shot. Will turn and change with his mates.
Johnny, with Lucas Spiza drawing back into the lineup, Brian Allen has been moved over to the right side. And Rick Russo was talking to us this morning about how impressed he was with the versatility shown by Allen. Remember, he'd been playing the left side all season long when paired with right-handed shooting Sammy Vatanen.
Puck was tipped, so no icing as it comes all the way back into the Anaheim zone, and Chipchura battles it loose. Klesla walking the line, has his shot blocked by Smith-Pelly, and the Ducks clear the zone. Zbynek McCulloch back to center, drives it in wide of the Anaheim goal. Hiller will get a touch as again the Coyotes go for a change. Hampus Lindholm makes a move, bringing it out of the Ducks zone and flips it in. Out comes Smith, but it hops his stick. Getzlaf has him out of position, but he blocks the centering pass intended for Perry. Lovejoy pinches and keeps a puck in. Down low for Perry, tries to move it along. Michael Stone steps into it. Getzlaf trying to dig it free as he joins the fray down low. And the Coyotes come away with it. Rob Klinkhammer angles it off the boards. He has been very responsible. Klinkhammer plus 12. For the Coyotes coming into tonight's action.
Little dump in by Getzlaf. Definitely determined to keep it away from the goaltender.
Now he kicks it along behind the goal, but Mikhail Bodker comes away with it and steams to center. Bodker, the native of Denmark, goes down low to try to dig it free, but Fowler comes up with it. Bodker stays in with the forechecking pressure, and now he'll return to the Phoenix bench.
You see what you get from the Coyotes. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the Anaheim defense to make good decisions with the puck down low. They're coming with 2 forecheckers, and they're coming very aggressive.
Coyotes on top 1-0 as Yandel joins the rush. Into the Anaheim zone, serves it over for David Moss. Moss had trouble fighting the puck a little bit, but keeps it deep. And Mike Ribeiro feeds it to the line again. McCulloch's shot doesn't make it through. Blocked. And back comes Rakell with it. For Kyle Palmieri, rink wide into the Phoenix zone. Stick handles below the goal line. Yandel plays the body on him, and the Coyotes clear the zone. Well, it's been short shifts already, Brian, for a Phoenix team on the back end of back-to-backs. The Coyotes played last night in a game that ultimately went to a shootout before they lost to Vancouver.
They were perfect 4-0 this season in the second half of back-to-back. So they're off to a great start under these conditions. And I've been impressed with the way they played here in the opening 9 minutes of this game.
Klesla rims it around, and Emerson Edom comes up with it for the Ducks. Away to center, he gets the red line and bounces it in wide of the goal. And again, Smith had to be careful to handle that puck, but he does nicely with it. And Martin Hansel feeds it back. Little transition play as the Ducks come up with a turnover in the neutral zone. Raquel can't get his shot to the net as it was blocked, and now battles to recover possession. Squirts into the middle of the ice, and the Coyotes again content to get center red and get a change as Bravada just floats it to the near corner.
And the pace of this game is incredibly high.
Allen's pass was not touched by Winnick, so icing is the call. And a reminder, Ducks fans, when Anaheim scores 5 goals or more this season, you should head to Hooters because they'll give you 5 free wings. You can print the coupon from the comfort of your own home and then score your free wings at Hooters, your destination for free wings in SoCal.
Every Dave Tippett team blocks an awful lot of shots, and that was the shot by Brian Allen that took a bite of Lori Korpikoski. Courageous play when you're in that 10 to 15 foot distance away from the shooter.
Korpikoski, a one-time 19-goal scorer, has gotten off to a very slow start offensively, so you know Tippett's happy to see him doing the little things, the other things, when you're not scoring goals that you need to do to stay in good stead with your head coach. Solani wins a puck back to Fowler, but his long wrist shot blocked by Yandel. Again, Lovejoy pinches to keep a puck alive, and now Solani chops it loose down low. Smith-Pelly and Perreault pursue it, but it's the Yotes that come up with it. And again, Yandel joins the rush. 3-on-2, they go offside. A fast pace and a fast start for Dave Tippett's club. It's time for Getting Things Done, brought to you by YP.com, the new way to do.
I want to go back to the Coyotes' goal. There is left defenseman Cam Fowler, and watch as this puck turns over in the neutral zone. Fowler decides to change. Lucas Spiza can't get onto the ice surface quickly enough. Shane Doan jumps into the scene. Great outlet pass, and away goes Shane Doan on a partial breakaway that he converts. Those changes are so important, and you've got to be really aware of when to change. And if the puck, if it's a little bit uncertain over who has full possession in the neutral zone, rule of thumb for a defenseman, don't go to the bench.
Klinkhammer dumps it into the Anaheim zone, and Fowler pursues to the corner. Penner comes up with it and feeds it ahead to Perry, who angles it into the Phoenix zone, trying to jump around Zdeněk McCulloch, but he has no luck doing that. Turnover as Getzlaf gets a leg on it. Perry went against the green, and he wired it wide. Penner trying to center, and he's taken down. Fans want a call, but they won't get one. Penner coming off one of his better games of the young season, and he's had a good start to the season, period. Had an assist. Played over 17 minutes against the Rangers on Monday. Was a perfect 4 for 4 in the face-off circle as well.
You know, his fitness is getting way, way higher than it was, his fitness level, than it was at the beginning of the year. And it was very noticeable the last couple of games. I thought of that road trip. Johnny had that extra half step, a little quicker. It allows him to get in on the forecheck and be a more effective player.
Well, he hadn't played more than 14 minutes in any game prior to that game in Buffalo on Saturday night. He's been over 17 minutes in each of the last 2 since then. Rivero gets a puck in, and it's Moss this time across the slot on his backhand and denied by Hiller. Swept the other way into the Phoenix zone by Edom. He's bumped hard by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. They added a second assist on the Phoenix goal to Oliver Ekman-Larsson, so he and Rivero were the helpers. As the Coyotes lead at 1-0 on a Shane Doan goal. Shot off the near boards from Rundblad, the defenseman, held by Hiller, and it's still 1-0 in Anaheim.
The Coyotes dipped into the free agent pool during the offseason. They picked up Mike Rivero for this reason. Watch on the attack, the creativity. Buy some time. Beautiful little flip pass that lands flat and sets up David Moss for another great opportunity. Boy, David Moss could already have a couple of goals in this game. Remember that one deflected shot by Moss that went off of the post and then in alone on Jonas Hiller.
4 years, $22 million is what the Coyotes gave to Rivero, who's always been a thorn in the Ducks side. Remember those years he played in Dallas. He's better than a point-a-game guy in his career against Anaheim, and tonight is his 49th career game against the Ducks. Spiza rockets it around the boards and in, and Andrew Cogliano playing his 475th consecutive game. Able to hold it in, but only momentarily. Korpikoski turns it the other way, and Spiza under duress. Takes the hit from Vrbata and moves the puck away. Now it's Raquel who gave it up, gets it back, and weaves his way through center and lobs it to the left corner of the Phoenix zone. Back to get it is Stone, converged upon by a pair of different Duck forecheckers, but it's worked up the wall and cleared by the Coyotes. Under 8 to go in the first period, 1-0 Phoenix. Lovejoy finds some space and got a lot on that shot as it's gloved off by Smith. Now it's the Coyotes' turn to try to push the pace through center, and this puck deflected into the Anaheim bench. The $10,000 Ducks versus Kings poker tournament returns February 20th at San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino. A $25 buy-in, and all proceeds go to the Anaheim Ducks Foundation and Kings Care Foundation. You must be 21 or older to enter. Register at ducks.nhl.com/poker.
Definitely had an opportunity to participate in that event. It's a great time. I'm not a poker player now, but my goal is to...
And I want to be at your table.
Yeah, everybody does. But my goal is to survive the first table, to actually get to play on a second table. It didn't happen last year, by the way.
It was a quick exit for me as well. Boschman gets it to the front of the net. Turning is Perreault, and I believe Smith did have to make a save on that. Mealy is just destroyed behind the net by Smith-Pelly, and the Ducks come up with it. Turning is Lindholm as he circled the goal from the goal line. He forces Smith to hold it on the near post.
A couple of good opportunities, the best belonging to Matthew Perreault. We've seen Perreault score on a shot like this earlier in the year. The little spinorama, which is difficult for the goaltender to pick up the release point. But a good read by Smith. See how he gets down early? When a player is spinning like that with his back to the goal, he's not going to be able to elevate the puck in all likelihood. So Smith plays the odds, he gets down, takes away the lower portion of the net, and there's nothing there for Perreault to see.
2 years ago, Smith top 10 in the league in games played, goals against, wins, save percentage, and shutouts. Last year, he led the league in shutouts in the 48-game slate as he had 5 whitewashes. He has become the every night go-to guy for the Coyotes, as evidenced by the fact that he's starting both ends of the back-to-backs.
Signed him to a big 6-year deal during the offseason. Oh my, that was a strange play. Jonas Seeler, I don't think, knew where the puck was when it was lobbed towards the Anaheim net, and he picked it up last minute and just trapped it against his chest. I want to talk a little bit about Lucas Spiza. I asked how he was feeling. He made his NHL debut last game against the New York Rangers. He said it's amazing. That was his 3rd game in 4 nights, and he went down to Norfolk and played a couple of warm-up games. He said every single muscle in my body was on fire after that Ranger game. He goes, but in a good way. It felt good to be sore again, if that sounds right.
Welcome to my world, but I feel that way after I play cards. Smith will cover this puck as it came off the end boards. Down to 6.5 to go in the opening period.
We talked about that defensive combination with Lucas Spiza and Brian Allen. And Spiza on the left side, Allen on the right side. And I thought they did very well. What Spiza brings to the Ducks lineup is a little more physical play than maybe some of the other defensive options that Bruce Boudreau has, and he has options, especially with the way that Sami Vatanen has performed this year.
With the Ducks getting a little healthier, Spiza back, Solani back, the options continue. Speaking of which, Pat Maroon out of the lineup as a healthy scratch tonight for Anaheim up front, with Solani coming back in. Saku Koivu appears to be close to returning for Anaheim, as well as Matt Bolesky, as the Coyotes are called for an offside. Sami Vatanen out of Bruce Boudreau's lineup again tonight on the blue line, as was the case Monday in New York.
I love what Bruce Boudreau said about Teemu Selanne and the fact that he was back in. He said, you know, the old guy, he was pretty darn quick. He certainly does. Great to see Teemu back on the ice.
And as I was saying to you earlier, Brian, Movember couldn't have come at a better time for Teemu Selanne. It was kind of mandated to him by Luke Schenn Tuesday night in Philadelphia. But the mustache doesn't really stand out this time of year in the National Hockey League, albeit for different reasons for the Finnish flag. Tonight, incidentally, here's a turnover in front, the Anaheim goal, and off the stick of Hiller. Bodker had a chance, but he fired over top of the goal. I was about to say tonight is the 1,399th game at the National Hockey League level for Teemu Selanne. Klinkhammer has his shot blocked, and the Ducks 3-on-2 if they hurry. Getzlaf the other way has Penner and Perry with him. In front for Perry, and his stick was lifted by McCauley. Both teams go for changes as it's all the way back into the Anaheim zone, and Lovejoy, realizing the change, now goes behind the goal. Just over 5 to go in the opening period. The Coyotes with a 7-5 shot advantage, leading 1-0. Off the stick of Smith-Pelly. Smith will return it from where it came, and the Coyotes with a good breakout. However, they turn it over in the neutral zone. Smith-Pelly with Perreault. Perreault finds the trailer coming late. Lindholm scores! First NHL goal for Hampus Lindholm.
He's been so close on so many other occasions, but you get a little glimpse of the offensive instincts here of Lindholm. Turnover in the neutral zone, and away go the Ducks on a 2-on-1. And Matthew Perreault again chooses the right option, finds Lindholm coming late, and just a quick little snapshot. You know, Mike Smith has to play a little deeper in that situation because he is expecting that there's going to be a cross-ice pass. And Lindholm exploits it. Devontae Smith-Pelly says, I better grab that puck. First career NHL goal for Lindholm.
The play began with Smith-Pelly getting the puck on a great takeaway in the neutral zone on the back check. And he's going to earn an assist for it, and then the play ends with Smith-Pelly taking the puck once more, as that one's going to end up on a flag for the 19-year-old Swede. Doan with a long, hard drive off the shoulder of Hiller, and the Ducks get a break as Palmieri's able to clear.
Got a lot on that shot. He took a little bite out of Jonas Hiller.
15 minutes in. Again for the Ducks, the goal line.
Spiza goes after it deep in the Anaheim zone. Pressure, he reverses it away. And good puck protection on the wall there. Nice. Emerson Edom. Palmieri cannot fight through Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and around the boards, Brian Allen to the point in time to keep it in. Allen now tried to hold it in a second time, but it fluttered past him. Penner kept it alive, and Spiza carries it in. Penner with it from a bad angle off the stick of Ekman-Larsson. Getzlaf pulls it off the boards, finds some daylight. Steps to the dot, tipped right on by Perry. Loose at the side of the goal. Smith was swimming. He was at the wrong side of the net. Spiza with a wrist shot, very nearly able to find Perry sneaking out from behind the goal. The Ducks have found life off the goal. Chip Chura has it taken away by Perry. In front, Getzlaf, and he didn't get all of it. Great pass by Penner, who has it again off the boards down low for Perry. He lets it come through. Allen charges up the wall to keep it alive.
What a shift. They own the puck along the boards and off of the cycle, create a ton of opportunities.
And again, the Coyotes turn it over in the neutral zone. Getzlaf sneaks it to Winnick. Right back for the captain. Had to reach on the backhand, and now pursues it to the corner. Hits the brakes. Cycles it down low for Perry. Rundblad, the defenseman, without a stick. Perry waits for the change off the bench. Fowler, one-timer. Tipped just wide by Winnick. Mealy comes up with a loose puck. And he backhands it to center ice. But the Ducks are going to counter right back again, though. Phoenix trying to change. Raquel in a hurry. Smith thought it went through him. It did, but he gets the whistle as he lays back on top of it.
What a shift for Anaheim. 3 or 4 glorious opportunities, but how about Hampus Lindholm? First career NHL goal. Congratulations to him. Well, Anaheim in their last shift had 5 grade A scoring opportunities. Here's one. Getzlaf drills the pass to Perry. He's unable to win the battle with Ekman-Larsson to to bang home the rebound. Larson does a good job tying up the hands of Corey Perry. And Ryan Getzlaf, boy, what a force he has been. Puck across, great pass from Dustin Penner. He can't convert. Point shot, almost redirected by Daniel Winnick. And then Ricard Raquel looking for his first career NHL goal. That was rattling around between the pads of Mike Smith.
Just the 6th NHL game for Raquel. He got 4 last year. And of course, Lindholm, who has the Anaheim goal in this one, getting his first in just his 15th NHL game. The defenseman provided the 2nd goal of the year from the blue line for Anaheim. Boy, Winnick was wide open in the slot, but again, didn't get all of it, as was the case with Getzlaf earlier. Long wrist shot from Martin Hansel, blockered aside by Hiller. Winnick holds the puck, turns away from pressure, and finds Allen. Nice pass into the middle for Winnick. Can he get around McCulloch? He gets a shot away. Still loose at the side of the net as Smith wasn't able to gather it in. And Perreault hustles to win the puck. Lovejoy's cross-ice pass deflects out to the neutral zone, and Fowler retreats. Lovejoy nearly losing an edge, but keeps possession and plays it ahead. Solani does not get a touch, so icing is the call.
In the neutral zone, the Ducks have made some real intelligent decisions with the puck. And that pass across to Daniel Winnick was a good one. Well defended on the play. You can see that McCulloch did get his arm in there to disrupt the shot by Daniel Winnick, but he's had a couple of chances here in the opening period, John.
Played a season-high nearly 18 minutes in New York on Monday, did Daniel Winnick. And that was a hard game for the Ducks. Here's Solani leading a 3-man rush, and it's off the post from Smith-Pelly again. Perreault setting him up.
Yeah, there's that speed in the old man's legs. Teemu Solani creates a 2-on-1, and the Ducks almost convert.
Devontae Smith-Pelly has had some serious chemistry with Matthew Perreault since he got elevated up to that line 3 games ago because of the Solani injury, Brian. It's ironic that now he's playing on a line with Perreault and Solani. He's been moved from the right side with Solani coming back into the lineup over to the left. Obviously, Bruce Boudreau likes what he's seen from Devontae playing with Perreault.
The Ducks have picked up the pace, and, you know, I thought Phoenix got off to a great start in this game, but now Anaheim has them back on their heels a little bit.
Under a minute to go in the opening frame. McCulloch intercepts and wires it across. Bodker beat to the puck by Beauchemin, who draws a couple defenders and then finds Getzlaf. Boy, he's so strong on that backhand pass as he whips it across. Lindholm moved it ahead and now has to play defense on Vermette, who just curls it in behind the Anaheim goal. Under half a minute to go in the opening period. Ducks now with a 10-9 shot advantage as Perry chops it out of the zone. Yeah, things have changed as we've gone down the stretch here in this opening period. Lindholm's goal from Perreault and Smith-Pelly at the 15-minute mark really turning the tide. And the Coyotes are content to go to the locker room all square as the first period comes to a close.
I would imagine that Dave Tippett is pleased that this is a 1-1 game because Anaheim down the stretch had a ton of glorious chances, came close on a number, hit a couple of posts, and the Ducks look confident and showing no ill effects, John, of that 15-day road trip.
Well, stay with us in the first intermission. We'll relive what was an interesting opening period, the ebbs and flows that were mainly Phoenix for the first 10 to 15 minutes, but Anaheim answering back to draw even through the first 20 minutes of play. Also, our Ken French will visit with the Hall of Famer, soon-to-be Ducks coach now, Scott Niedermayer. That's all coming up in our opening intermission from Honda Center after this. Anaheim Ducks hockey is brought to you by Dollar Loan Center. Get a $2,500 signature loan at one of our 23 bank-style locations. We are Dollar Loan Center. And by Honda, official vehicle of the NHL and Anaheim Ducks. Ducks were down 1-0 until this gentleman's son, Hampus Lindholm, scored his first NHL goal of his career in front of his dad for the first time ever at this level, and that seemed to change the period, right?
Yeah, well, going back to the beginning, a couple of good opportunities for the Coyotes. Deflected puck by David Moss off of the pipe. That was a break, but the Ducks make a mistake. They get caught on a bad change, and Ribeiro to Doan, and the Coyotes have got the 1 1-0 lead. However, they were turning over. That was Shane Doan that coughed that up in the neutral zone. And what a great pass. Matthew Perreault, wonderful moment for Hampus Lindholm. That puck is going right to the family trophy case. You want to believe. After the goal, Anaheim dominated play. In fact, they could easily have had 1 or 2 more goals. Corey Perry unable to bang that rebound home with Mike Smith out of position. Ryan Getzlaf on the doorstep, unable to convert. And then finally, Teemu Selanne, nice play into the middle. It's Perreault once again, and Devontae Smith-Pelly rings it off the post. Incredibly high pace in the opening 20 minutes and a very entertaining hockey game tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if the Ducks can carry that momentum into the second period. With more on that, we go to the Ducks bench and Ken French.
Johnny, thank you with assistant coach Brad Lauer. And after the Hampus Lindholm goal, the scope of this hockey game changed for you guys. How did you control the pace of play, and how do you keep that up in the second period?
Well, I mean, yeah, after the goal, we started to move our legs. We started doing the little things. The biggest thing is we got to support the puck. We can't have the long passes. They're a good team in transition. We've got to have good support and make sure we get the pucks in deep and play our game.
Brad, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Johnny, back up to you.
Young Hampus telling me earlier this year that his dad was going to come spend a week. His timing was good as we look at the numbers from the opening period.
Well, look at the scoring chances, a 2-to-1 ratio in favor of the Ducks, and most of those chances, of course, came in the last 6 or 7 minutes. So we'll see if the momentum continues to carry over here at the beginning of the second.
And nary a power play in that opening period for either team. That, for the most part, plays right into the Ducks' hands. No team in the league has scored more even strength goals than the Ducks, who are plus 21 in 5-on-5 hockey this season. That is remarkable when you consider they played only 16 games. Coyotes are a good even strength team, but they're good at plus 5. Mikhail Bodker pitches it into the Anaheim zone, tries to retrieve it himself. Ben Lovejoy has different thoughts. Martin Hansel serves it to the open wing, and Keith Yandel will get there first. Hansel off to a great start in his season, has 12 points in just 14 games. He's missed a couple because of injury. But this is a guy who's never had more than 35 points in his entire NHL career in a single season, as the Ducks are called for ice.
Here's a good look. And Keith Yandel, wonderful defenseman. 9-0-10. Only Duncan Keith of the Blackhawks has scored 4 points in Yandel. The relative obscurity, I think, for Yandel, John, living in the desert a couple of years ago, he should have definitely been a nomination for the Norris Trophy. He just had an incredible year.
Hard to believe they got him in the 4th round. He only played 1 year at junior hockey, and he was the Canadian Junior Hockey League Defenseman of the Year in Moncton of the Quebec League. I mean, he just burst onto the scene as the Coyotes go offside here, as we're just a little over a more into the second period of play. Coming up on Thursday, a Big 12 matchup between national title contenders number 10 Oklahoma and number 6 Baylor. The only place you can see it is on Fox Sports 1, America's new 24-hour sports network. To find Fox Sports 1, look for your provider on the screen or go to foxsports1.com. Ducks control the draw. And the stretch pass tipped deep into the zone by Ricard Raquel. Spiza comes over to the near wall to try to seal off the return pass, and then forced to retreat defensively as Barbata cleared the zone. Brian Allen sends it back in, and Smith very nearly held it too long as Cogliano had the pressure. Andrew Cogliano knocked to one knee, soldiers on as he cycles it to the corner. Winnick got a stick on it as Zdeněk McCulloch comes up with it. McCulloch played his 600th NHL game last night in the desert against Vancouver. Not bad for a guy who was undrafted. McCulloch serves a solid purpose. Second in the league in block shots coming into tonight. Has never been a flashy, big offensive player with flair, but a very serviceable defenseman to say the least. Ribeiro weaves to open ice in the Anaheim zone, and his shot tipped right on, as again it was David Moss. He's been a fixture in front of the Anaheim goal tonight, and now he's going to draw the game's first penalty.
This is all set up by the creativity of Ribeiro in the offensive zone. His ability to change speeds, slow down the play, and wait for his line mates to jump into the hole, creates a scoring chance, and eventually helps to draw the penalty. Here's Ribeiro again moving backwards, electing to take the shot. That's redirected. That creates some chaos down low. And then watch Ryan Getzlaf approaches Shane Doan, and then Brian Allen, who goes after the other Phoenix player, David Moss, gets his stick caught between the feet and pulls down David Moss.
First power play of the night for either team. When these teams met earlier this season, the Coyotes came up empty on 6-man advantages against the Ducks. Ekman-Larsson with a wrist shot from the line. That tipped on the way, and Hiller with a good stop.
Two players in that shooting lane making life difficult for Jonas Hiller.
Yeah, both Vermette and Doan were parked in front of the Anaheim net, and now Winnick just gets a touch on the puck at the line, knocking it all the way back as Yandel lost the handle for a moment. Coyotes right back in, and Doan takes the little chip up the boards. He's got 3 power play goals already this season, does Shane Doan. Ekman-Larsson serves it over. He and Yandel will stay out there the whole time, and his shot got through, did Yandel's. And there was a rebound laying around for a split second. And now Getzlaf falls down as he dislodges the puck. Perry joins the rush and can't stick handle through Yandel.
Now, everything starts from the point.
Nice hit by Getzlaf. Doan fires it around and in. Spiza lets it come through, and Perry will just lift it out of harm's way back to the neutral zone. Under a minute to go in the power play as the penalty to Allen. Now down to 45. Lovejoy knocks it away from Hansel. Loose puck played under the middle of the ice by Cogliano. Tipped around one defender by Winnick. Now he pulls up inside the Phoenix zone, and that's a rocket from Spiza, and all Smith could do was steer it aside. He couldn't control his rebound very well. Cogliano wins a puck battle. 3 different Coyotes have to take him on physically before they can come up with a puck.
Well, John, you mentioned that Ekman-Larsson and Yandel stay out for the whole power play. That becomes an opportunity in the second half of back-to-backs.
One-timer from Ekman-Larsson. He broke his stick. Lindholm wires it around the boards, but it was knocked down and still loose below the goal line. Bodker comes up with a penalty. Is over to Allen. Rundblad has it taken away by Allen as he comes out of the box. Winnick at the end of the shift, joined by Cogliano, just filters it to the goal, and Smith with a stick save. Good penalty kill for Anaheim. And now they go to work in the Phoenix zone as the Coyotes just throw it across. Bolshevik kept it in. Here's Perreault trying to get to the front of the net, and that was blocked. Good defensive play there, and it's thrown off the glass and out of play by Michael Stone.
You know, at the start of the power play, knowing that the Coyotes, everything starts from the blue line, look at the 2 players in the shooting lane, and that was a little touch by Vermette there that Hiller was able to locate, and that through traffic again, good job by Boschman to clear Shane Doan out of the way. Ryan Getzlaf gets a shoulder into Shane Doan, forces a turnover, very physical, aggressive penalty killing from the Ducks.
Little captain on captain action there. Now Perreault from behind the goal for Lovejoy. And Vermette got a hit on Perreault. He tried to center, nobody home, and it's lifted back to center. Lovejoy gloves it down, and the Ducks have to get onside as Edom touches up. Smith loves to play the puck, active with his goal stick, lays it down, and now McCulloch from behind the net. Just over 5 minutes into the second period. Errant pass will be tracked down by Cam Fowler. Fowler, a couple of assists in the last 3 games, and a +3 in his last 4. Ahead to Emerson Edom. Solani trying to find Perreault as he was trying to sneak behind Ekman-Larsson. But the 4th-year defenseman out of Sweden was able to get a stick on it. Former 8th overall pick back in the 09 draft, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, still just 22 years of age. And Hazy, he may not come off the ice on the power play. He doesn't ever seem to come off the ice at all. Plays nearly 26 minutes a game. Perreault gets it to the side of the net. Getzlaf up with it. Excuse me, it was Boschman. He gets it right back to the side of the goal for the captain once more. Hooks it to Penner as the cycle now gets going, and the open man, Francois Boschman, sends it down low for Perry. Getzlaf behind the net. Does a good job with his skate to keep the puck alive, but he draws a lot of attention when he's got the puck down low.
Look at the pressure, though. I mean, the Ducks are so aggressive here, pinching down the boards.
Coyotes just leave it in their own zone, and Getzlaf, the end of a shift, carries it deep Rims it around. Oh, Allen had Stone lined up, and he sidestepped him at the last moment. Moss brings it the other way, and Spiza with a good stick as he took away the return pass for the former University of Michigan standout. Oh, the Coyotes had too many men on the ice.
They did. They got away with it.
Ducks reverse it away from pressure in their own zone. Hard off the wall. Spiza's pass doesn't find anyone, so icing the call.
Don't mind that play by Spiza. He was in a tough spot. Better to take the icing than to turn it over.
Join the Wild Wingers Kids Club for just $25 this season and receive a Victor Foss jersey, t-shirt, a lunch bag, a foam goalie mask, and be invited to Kids Club parties. Sign up at wildwingerskidsclub.com. So off the icing call, face-off back in the Anaheim zone. Phoenix, perennially a good face-off team, and they are again this season, 6th in the league. Antoine Vermette is their top man in the circle.
Great pass.
Yeah, Raquel off to the races, and there was a backhand pass from out of the corner from Brian Allen, and now Smith will hold at the other end. So far scoreless in the second, still tied.
To Honda Center with Jonas Lindholm, Hampus's dad. You arrived from Sweden today. You're watching your son play in the NHL for the very first time. What was it like watching him score his first NHL goal?
It's a dream come true. I know Hampus wants to score a goal, so it's nice for me to be here to see it.
How excited has Hampus been playing in the NHL?
He's dreaming of that since he was little, so it's nice.
Jonas, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
Jonas told me earlier this season, he said his father is the reason he got into playing hockey. He said, but my dad played back when you could play more than one sport. He said he played soccer too. But he says he talks with his father all the time after games. There's obviously a time difference that comes into play, but he said his parents watch the games. They stream them live on the computer, and they're very tuned into what's going on with his career.
Now, he's a wonderful young player, and the sky is the limit for Hampus Lindholm. I want to get back to something that Bruce Boudreau did yesterday. I mean, we got back from New York. I know I pulled into my driveway. It was 4 a.m. in the morning. Bruce Boudreau had a practice at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of other coaches might have given their team the day off, and he said, you know what? I want to keep these guys in a routine. We did so well on the road. I didn't want them laying around all day in the house. I wanted them to get a little bit of exercise.
Didn't want them to lose the routine. And why not after the way that trip went, Brian? I mean, unbelievable. 5-2-1. As we mentioned at the top of the show, those are the sorts of trips that can really put an end to a good start to your season, but all it did is continue it on for the Ducks. Solani tripped up in front of the bench, and that enables Swartz to bring it into the Anaheim zone. He got around one defenseman, but getting a good piece of him was Allen. And behind the play, Allen bumping now with Kyle Chipchura.
That would be a mismatch. I think Kyle Chipchura knows it.
Coyotes retrieve a puck behind the goal, and Mealy can't get the handle on it on the near side, enabling Solani to chip it deep. The Ducks will go for a change. Penner pursuing on the forecheck feverishly.
You know, it is remarkable, John, the difference in Dustin Penner's skating stride here in the last few games. I mean, he looks like a different guy, so much quicker. He has become a big force on the Ducks forecheck.
Leads the league in plus-minus entering tonight's action, plus 13 on the season. And keep in mind, folks, Dustin has only been in 9 games prior to tonight.
Yep, he's not lost a game in regulation, so he just looks leaner. I mean, just facially, you look at Dustin Penner, and his weight has been dropping precipitously ever since training camp.
I don't know what that means, but it sure has been fast, if you ask me. When you say words like that, I just think it's going to rain. Tied at 1 as we approach the halfway mark of the hockey game, and a delayed offside is no longer delayed as that puck hit Martin Hansel inside the blue line.
Francois Beauchemin, defensive partner with Hampus Lindholm all season long. Oh boy, what a nice pairing that has turned out to be for Bruce Boudreau. And Lindholm, we've asked him so many times about Beauchemin's influence. He just said, you know what, he's in the right spot all the time, and that's The Swedes like people who are in the right spot all the time. By the way, when I was talking to Lucas Spiza about that and his experience down in Norfolk, it was an optional demotion to the American League for Spiza. He didn't have to go down to the American League. He wanted to play some games, get ready to play games again at the NHL level. It was all up to him. And he said the one thing that was way different in the American League, the teams aren't as structured. You'd look up sometime and expect to see the wingers wide open on the side boards. They wouldn't be there. They'd be on the wrong side of the ice. So in some ways, I find it easier to play in the NHL.
Well, you hear that from quite a few players. So they make the step up. Of course, as a defenseman, what's worse is when you look over and your partner's not where you expect him to be. Icing the call here against the Coyotes as we are 2 seconds shy of the halfway mark of this hockey game.
So far, neither team has lost a face-off in their defensive zone every single time, and then that's a sign of two good defensive teams. When you can control the puck every time the puck is dropped in your end, that is a very good thing.
Nick Bonino's been 58% at the dot the last 3 games, and he wins this one so cleanly it gets away from Beauchemin at the line. Bonino entering tonight over 52% on the season as a whole in the face-off circle. Part of a much improved group of pivots for Anaheim. As a team, they're 51%, and that is a huge improvement over the last few seasons. In the face-off circle for Anaheim, we're going to get another icing call here against the Coyotes as this game's settling in a little bit in this middle period. And again, I go back to the fact that the Coyotes are playing the back end of back-to-backs. You got to think that we've seen this from the Coyotes before, Brian, whether it's the back end of back-to-backs or not. They're a team, especially on the road, that can play Katie bar the door with the best of them.
There's a lot of structure, and they don't give you much. They don't turn the puck over. In fact, the only turnover they had, in my mind, in the opening period, the Ducks converted. Very disciplined team.
And once again, icing. No, this time is waved off as Doan gets to it deep in the Anaheim zone, and he does battle there with Francois Beauchemin. Francois knocks him down, gets to the puck, but David Moss supports and keeps it alive. Coyote captain tries to bring it in front, swatted out of harm's way as it came to the slot. Perry now to the corner, and he's going to take a penalty. Got the stick in the feet of Shane Doan, and the Ducks are going to go short-handed unless they can go Doan into an even up call here after the whistle.
Corey Perry just doesn't like the fact that he went down. He thought somewhat easily, but it's a tripping call against Perry, and the Coyotes back on the power play. Corey Perry sits in the penalty box. Tripping penalty levied against him. Gets his stick caught between the feet of Shane Doan, and that is the cue for any player nowadays. As soon as you feel that stick between your feet, if you've got the puck, get your legs moving, and if you fall down, they're going to call it every single time.
Second power play of the night for the Coyotes. Failed on their first opportunity. Both have come here in the second period. Quite a puck battle off the draw. Allen. Doan goes down twice. Allen went over top of him. Now Yandel misfires on a one-timer from the point, and Bonino will send it right on the Phoenix net.
Yeah, so important in the second period when your bench is so far away from your goal. When you have the opportunity to clear the puck the length of the ice, make your opponent move 200 feet, you get fresh people on the ice. It's all the difference in the world.
Yandel's hard pass across, deflected out of the zone by Cogliano. Been very impressed with Cogliano's work on the penalty kill the last couple of games, especially in New York. It was apparent the Ducks didn't have a lot left in the tank in the second and third period of that game at the end of the long trip, but yet the Ducks were able to dig deep, and particularly late in the game when they were shorthanded a couple of times, they found a way. And it was not an easy game for them to play at the Garden on Monday night. Fowler intercepts here, and he sends it all the way back. Over a minute gone, and the penalty to Perry. Under 8 to play second period. Tied at 1, the Ducks and Coyotes. David Rundblad puts a strike ahead, and Bodker has it knocked away in a diving effort by Lovejoy. Up the wall, Rundblad. He's with Stone out high in the zone now. Hooks it back. Bodker turns. His shot blocked by Bonino. Got it right back through the slot, and nobody could get a stick on it there. It comes all the way across. Stone hit by Getzlaf, and it ricochets back And off the fallen stick, dropped by Getzlaf, it stayed in the zone. Stone works it down low, gets it back and scores. Oh, that is just a bad break for the Ducks. Getzlaf had lost his stick. The puck was on its way out of the zone, and it stayed in the zone because it hit his fallen stick inside the blue line, and seconds later, Stone puts it in the net.
A tough break for the Ducks, and Michael Stone takes full advantage. Third goal of the season for Stone. We talked a lot about the Coyotes and their defense. There's where Getzlaf loses his stick. Puck's going to go out of the zone. It actually hits his stick and stays in. Boy, that is a tough one indeed. And then Getzlaf without a stick can't defend against Michael Stone. So good alert play by the Coyotes to exploit a little bit of bad luck by the Ducks.
Stone, the defenseman, with his third goal in just 11 games this season on the power play at 12:40 of the second. And for the second time tonight, the Coyotes have the lead, now 2-1. Vermette trying to win the draw, but Solani stepped in front, just couldn't get the puck to settle for him. McCollum hooks it back in his own zone. A Klessel's pass ahead, ricochets inside the blue line. Moss and Hansel draw the assists on Stone's third of the year at 12:40. Perreault feeds it ahead, and with speed, Solani gets to it in the Phoenix zone. Teemu hits the brakes, draws the defense, can't get it back to the point, and Swartz moves it out. Speed through the neutral zone in the person of Rob Klinkhammer. His shot is held by Hiller.
I want to go back to that piece of bad luck for Ryan Getzlaf and the Ducks. Here's where Getzlaf loses his stick. It doesn't go all the way out of the zone. It's just inside the blue line. And there's where it actually keeps the puck in the offensive zone. So that's a tough, tough break for the Anaheim Ducks. Michael Stone, boy, did he ever drill that puck into the top corner.
Stone got 40 games a year ago for the Coyotes and had 5 goals for them. A real breakout season for him. Former third-round pick. Just his third NHL season. Former Calgary Hitman. Another penalty coming up for the Ducks here. And Brian Allen very frustrated as he was reaching with his stick. Bodker goes down. And right back to the power play go the Desert Dogs.
Yeah, and Bodker is a very elusive player and strong on his skates, and there the stick gets caught up into the hands of Michael Bodker. I don't know how his feet got all tangled up, but they did. And he draws the call. There was contact with the hands.
Bruce Boudreau looks up and sees 2 minutes on the penalty clock for Brian Allen. And the penalty killing unit now called upon to keep the Ducks within a goal. 1 for 2 tonight. With the extra man are the Coyotes. They came into tonight's action just under 19% on the power play, 15th in the league, and off of one face-off, the Ducks clear the zone. This is just a one-game road trip. The Coyotes will return home, and next play on Saturday. Anaheim will be home on Friday night to host the Eastern Conference Buffalo Sabres. Coyotes work the umbrella out high on the power play. Ribeiro back to Ekman Larsson, and that one got the outside of the goal post, comes around to the point, and a penalty coming up to Ekman Larsson as the spin move, keeping Perry from going all the way down. Or excuse me, it was Bonino who was trying to make that move. He would have been in clean from center red.
Oh, what a nice play by Bonino, but the Ducks catch a break as Ekman Larsson shot. Again, look at the double screen set up in front of Jonas Hiller. They've been very consistent with that. And there's the spin move by Bonino, and probably would categorize that as a very good penalty by Oliver Ekman Larsson.
It comes just 37 seconds into the Allen penalty, so for the first time tonight, 4-on-4 hockey, and it'll last for a minute 23, at which point in time the Ducks would then get an abbreviated power play of their own. Down to 5:45 to go in the second period. The Coyotes with a power play goal have regained the lead. They're on top 2-1. McCollum drops it back, and now Perreault's going to pressure. Klinkhammer to help out, and he sneaks it back for Keith Yandel. He's off to the races and sends it ahead. Vermette into the middle. And McCulloch's shot is blocked right back to Vermette.
Goalie interference. Yep.
Another penalty coming up for the Coyotes.
Yep. cutting through the crease, the skates, contact with the goaltender, and for the Ducks, the 4-on-3 power play upcoming. If you were the Ducks and you wanted to pick 2 Coyote players in the penalty box, you pick those 2 guys, Oliver Larson and Keith Yandel, as the goalie interference penalty levied against Yandel, along with Smith-Pelly. Both got their sticks in there on the right leg pad of Jonas Hiller and spun him around. That's going to cost Yandel a couple of minutes. So in 40 seconds, the Ducks are going to have a 5-on-3. Or excuse me, in 53 seconds, they will have a 5-on-3 for 40 seconds.
This is the fun one to watch, though. 4-on-3. There's not many skaters out there, but there's a lot of ice. And Perreault with a key face-off win as Fowler drifts to the far boards. Now pressured by Vermette. He curls it back, and Solani off the bench keeps it in. Nice play by Taylor. Over to Getzlaf. To the ladies' tees, and he rips it over top. Vermette gets the carom and angles it out. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-3. Then Allen's penalty would expire, and the Ducks would have a 2-man advantage. Solani pulls up on the left boards. Back to Getzlaf. Fowler, the lone defenseman out there, as Perry parks himself in front. He'll take the feed. Right back to Cam Fowler from the dot. Fakes the shot. Moves Vermette, takes the shot. Smith looked over his shoulder, but held on.
Now Ryan Getzlaf had the puck in the middle of the ice. He could really snap it. He's trying to use the defenseman as a screen, and then he whips it about a foot wide of the post. And then Cam Fowler, snapshot there with Corey Perry in front. Perry unable to get a touch on that puck, so no problem for Mike Smith.
Bonino out to take the key draw. 10 seconds left in Allen's penalty, and Perry runs it down. Knocked off his stick. Fowler activates to get to it. The penalty to Allen is over. He's out of the box. Ducks on a 5-on-3 now for the next 35 seconds. They work it over. Getzlaf hammers it home. Power play goal.
You're going to see that this puck is deflected off of Marty Hansel, who was at the top of the triangle and defending Ryan Getzlaf. There's the shot, yeah, just off the tip of the blade, and no chance at that point for the goaltender, Mike Smith, who was committed to the initial flight of the puck. Big blast for Ryan Getzlaf. Good things happen when you shoot the puck.
And Anaheim still has a minute 1 left on the second penalty to Keith Yandel, so the power play ties it up, and now the power play could give them the lead. Right up the middle, Bonino a little too hot to handle from Getzlaf, and the Coyotes into the center, but Getzlaf gallops right back in with it. Into the middle, Penner, it's off his skate, and around the boards and out. Ekman Larsson clears.
And it just feels with Ryan Getzlaf tonight. You can't deny him. I mean, he is just having an incredible game.
Always been good against the Phoenix Coyotes. He is better than a point a game in his career against this opponent. With that goal, he now has 50 points in 48 career games. Perry gets it on net. Bonino looking for the rebound, and it's batted out of midair all the way back. Yandel's penalty down to 15 seconds. Getzlaf puts his head down, races right back in. Stick handles to the far boards, into the middle for Penner. He curls back as well. Knocked off his stick. Bonino got a glove on it, and then knocked away from Botker. The penalty to Yandel winds down. He is out of the box, and he'll take the pass cross ice. The Coyotes full strength, and they're 3-on-2. Tried to drop it to Vermette, but it was broken up, and now the Ducks with perhaps numbers. 4 abreast through center. Perry brings it in, fires, and it's held by Smith.
And again, it was Getzlaf with the defensive play inside the blue line. Great play by the captain to break up a 3-on-2 rush. The forward Getzlaf back. Lunges, takes it away from Yandel. That's a big play. And at the end of it, Corey Perry from long range, and no problem again for Mike Smith. You see how deep Mike Smith plays, though, on that shot by Corey Perry? That's why I maintain a shoot-first strategy is the best and most effective tactic against Mike Smith. No point making cross-ice passes. When they play so deep, you're not going to beat him on a pass.
Getzlaf's 7th of the year came at 15:36 from Fowler and Bonino on the power play. For the second time tonight, Anaheim has drawn even with the Coyotes. We're knotted at 2 with under 3 to go in the second. Pass to center ice, taken by Doan, drops it back. Moss got his shot away off the stick of Hiller. Glove back down by Doan to the line, and Questl's shot takes down both Ribeiro and Doan as they trip over one another. Outlet to center, and Matthew Perreault hard around and in. Smith, such a good stick handler and puck handler, able to stop it and start the Coyotes the other way. Here's Ribeiro trying to cut to the middle, knocked away as Winnick came over, and Spiza had his stick in on Ribeiro as well.
That time Lucas Spiza caught a little bit flat-footed, John. Big gap for Mike Ribeiro on the attack.
Swartz goes wide, sharp angle shot, sticked aside by Hiller. Swartz got it back, and his pass deflected by Cogliano. To the line, the broken stick for Rundblad, and somebody's got to play the puck. Everybody thought somebody else would get it, and Cogliano just clears the zone. Raquel, Winnick, and Cogliano out there right now as Raquel knocks it away from Ekman Larsson. Now it's Emerson Edom who comes on for Winnick. And on a second effort, the Desert Dogs clear the zone. Swartz gets it deep. Lovejoy knew the pressure was coming from Korpikoski, lets the puck go for Edom. And into the middle of the ice, 2-on-2. Here's Fowler with Cogliano. Into the Phoenix zone. Nice pass. Cogliano's shot turned into a changeup off the stick of Stone and is covered by Smith. Well, fans, coming up later on this season, a fan appreciation night, you can win a 2014 Honda Odyssey. All you have to do to enter to win is log on to AnaheimDucks.com/Honda Odyssey. You must be 18 years or older.
You know, I was thinking, John, about Teemu Selanne. Was talking to him today. Who else but Teemu Selanne, when I asked him how he was doing, he said, I'm so lucky. You know, this is a guy that gets a stick in the mouth. It's like 4 false teeth knocked out. And he's thankful because it wasn't more serious. I think it says a lot about his attitude about his entire life. You know, I wouldn't be the guy saying, you know, I'm so lucky after going through what he just went through in the last week.
Well, he had to get his teeth fixed. He's opening a restaurant, for goodness sake. Nick Bonino is now 8 of 10 in the face-off circle after winning that last draw. And in front of the net, he gets a stick on that puck as Edom is able to dig it out of the corner. And as was the case in the first period, the Ducks coming on strong in the latter stages here of the second. Tied at 2 with under a minute to go. In the middle frame, Burnett moves it into the middle. And Chipchura has his pocket picked at the line. Perry stretches it ahead. Getzlaf trying to get it over to Penner, and a sliding deflection. Coming back was Burnett. The Ducks bring it from behind the net, try to stuff it. Another penalty coming up for the Coyotes. Quick puck movement over to Francois Beauchemin. Down low for Perry from below the goal line. Very patient now are the Ducks in the final 20 seconds of the period. Perreault off the bench, chops it back. Getzlaf below the hash mark. For Perreault behind the net. 10 seconds in the period. Perreault plays it up the boards. Lindholm still with it there. Careful to play it down low. Perreault backdoor had Beauchemin coming in. I don't think he saw him. Lindholm was 2 seconds left. Fires and he scores! Perry was parked in front. I think he may have gotten a piece of it.
I think everybody in the building, including Lindholm's father, was saying, shoot the puck. They thought they were running out of time. Here's the blast by Hampus. Corey Perry was set up in front of Mike Smith. No way he sees this shot. Look at the traffic. And it's a seeing eye shot. And it looks like Corey Perry gets a little touch on it and tips it up into the top corner.
1958 on a delayed penalty. Time of the goal. And for the first time tonight, Anaheim has the lead. And they will take that lead to the locker room despite the fact that they have led for 1.1 seconds in this game. And now Tempers Flair off the draw at center ice.
Not sure exactly. And I'm sure there was a lot of talking going on.
Raquel was the centerman for the Ducks. I believe Ribeiro opposite him.
Oh, it's the swing by Mike Ribeiro and then the slash. Yeah. Raquel just skates away, and then Big Brian Allen comes over and says, hey, What are you doing?
Well, Ribeiro is not known for his pugilistic measures, and he picked on the rookie a little bit, and that draws the ire of the rest of the Ducks.
Well, great night so far for Hampus Lindholm. He'll at least get an assist on the third goal by the Ducks. And Anaheim has got the momentum in this hockey game against the Phoenix team that did play last night.
It'll be the second multi-point game of the young man's NHL career as the Ducks score late in the second and lead for the first time tonight, 3-2 over the Coyotes. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Anaheim Ducks is expressly prohibited. Ducks on top of Phoenix 3-2. Some great individual performances tonight, including that of their captain, Ryan Getzlaf.
Boy, what a night. He has had absolute sensational. Came very close on that cross-ice feed. Big open ice hit on the Coyotes captain, Shane Doan. Almost beats Mike Smith with that snapshot. Finally does beat him. The 5-on-3 blast that deflects off of Marty Hanzal. And a little bit of defense from the captain, too, breaking up the 3-on-2 and sending the Ducks the opposite way. He has been just dominant in tonight's game. 4 shots on goal. I'd love to see that from the captain, Ryan Getzlaf.
He now has 17 points in his last 14 games. I was speaking with Dustin Penner last week on the trip and then again this morning, and nobody may have a better perspective on Getzlaf than a guy, Penner, that came into the league 8 years ago alongside Getzlaf. He left the Ducks, has been with Edmonton and the Kings since then. And upon coming back, he said to me, I looked at Ryan Getzlaf immediately and was so impressed at him as a captain. I looked at him and I said, wow. He said he's one of the best captains he's ever played for, Brian. He said he's very big on responsibility, holding his teammates responsible, taking responsibility himself to be a vocal guy, not only during a game, but in practices and even away from the rink. And I thought it was an interesting perspective. These guys were buddies when they came into the league, but when Penner came back, very different roles.
Well, Ryan Getzlaf is, everything to the Ducks. When he is on, like he is on tonight, everyone senses just how dominant a player he is. Everyone gets excited by that, and I think everyone elevates their game as a result. And through 40 minutes tonight, he has been that dominant player.
The other thing Penner talked about is he said it was very apparent that Getzlaf and head coach Bruce Boudreau have a good relationship. He said the way that they feed off of one another, and Boudreau talked to us this morning and said it's so important to have a captain that is a conduit for you because they're an extension in the room when you're not around, and they have to be somebody that you're on the same page with, and he certainly feels that that is the case with Ryan Getzlaf this season. Solani just whips it back towards the Phoenix goal as we're 30 seconds into the third period, forcing Mike Smith to hold on. This Sunday here at Honda Center is Ducks Military Appreciation Night presented by GovX. In support of veterans first, the Ducks will be collecting non-perishable food items at the Ducks in the community booth at the hockey spot starting at 3 p.m. Support local veterans in need and come out early to Honda Center on Sunday. And of course, prior to the face-off against the Vancouver Canucks. Great cause. The Ducks have been involved with veterans in need for a number of years now. And it's always very rewarding to be part of that. Phoenix trailing for the first time in this hockey game. Coyotes have scored 23 third-period goals in their 16 games this season. And they'll need some more here tonight. As Hanzal got it back to the point, only to see the shot of Ekman Larsson blocked. Nice little touch pass by Winnick, and that enables Anaheim to clear the zone. The cross-ice pass too tall for Cogliano, who will stay in on the one-man forecheck. Doan circles back. He has one of the 2 Phoenix goals tonight. Shane Doan, now in his 18th season, has goals in consecutive games, including tonight now for the Coyotes. Can't get to this puck as it comes around. And now he retreats with the rest of the mates as Klesla and McCulloch restart for the Coyotes. Pass off the stick of Doan. Bullshit touches it ahead. And now Getzlaf gets it in for Perry. Cuts to the middle. Corey Perry fires wide.
Oh, he had space. He just missed a shot. He had Smith on the goal line with all kinds of room.
Getzlaf misses Penner with his intended feed. 3-on-2, the Coyotes if they hurry. Rivera moves it into the middle and a good back check as Penner came back. Lindholm got a stick on it. And around to Beauchemin, who rifles it to center. Perry tried to get behind Yandel, who at the last moment recovered.
You can really see the Ducks paying very close attention to Ekman Larsson and Yandel here in this third period, John. Remember what Boudreau had said, his strategy, make sure you keep those guys in front of you and never chase them behind the net.
Ducks retreat into neutral ice. Now it's Klinkhammer on left wing into the Anaheim zone. Fourth year for Klinkhammer in his third team, but he seems to have found a home here in Phoenix as Vermette sends one off of Hiller. Palmieri tripped up as he tried to kick it out of the zone. Fans unhappy with the no call. Bodker sends it right back in.
Especially because it's Bodker who has drawn some calls in this game.
Bodker drops it off Ekman Larsson in full flight off the bench, tries to center, and it comes through the crease. Vermette couldn't get to it.
I think they were trying to bank that in off of Lovejoy's foot.
Ekman Larsson hard across. The return pass broken up by Lovejoy, who battles it up the wall, and it's banked out by Bonino. Coyotes are changing, and Edom pressuring Rundblad. Now gets help from Palmieri. Ekman Larsson forced to hit the brakes. 3.5 into the third period. The Ducks lead Phoenix 3-2. Ekman Larsson's pass ricochets right to Korpikoski. Sharp angle backhander. Steered aside by Hiller. Rundblad holds it in, keeps it deep. Korpikoski for Hansel. And again, Rundblad keeps it in. Klesla with the drive. That one off of Brian Allen. Hansel gets it back right in front. Jamming away at it was Korpikoski.
Yeah, they've been aggressive. They've been attacking the Ducks' goal crease here.
Wrist shot by Rundblad, blocked by Spiza. And at last, Smith-Pelly will carry to center, get the red line, and get it deep.
You know, Solani continues on and tries to put a little pressure on, but the Ducks have not put a lot of pressure on, John. And part of that is, you know, they're so worried about the two defensemen.
No man's land for Lindholm there, and he paid the price. Ducks able to clear it out, and now it's Cogliano spearheading the forecheck as the Coyotes go D-to-D around him. Offside as Doan takes a hit at the line trying to find Yandel. He didn't like the call.
A couple of close chances to start the third period. Here's Corey Perry, and he had room here against Mike Smith. Look how deep Mike Smith is. Perry just misses that far post, and I believe Oliver Ekman Larsson was looking at the feet of Ben Lovejoy and trying to bank that puck in off the Anaheim defender, and he came actually pretty darn close to doing that.
You and I first saw Ekman Larsson play in the World Championships about 3.5 years ago. He's just starting to reach the potential that so many people saw for him. Which always is amazing to me, Brian. I mean, we don't talk about scouting probably as much as we should, but what an art it is to be able to watch players at the young ages of 15, 16, 17 and be able to project them as far out as so many scouts do and know that they're going to be successful players at this level. The Ducks scouting group has done just a wonderful job the last few years, evidenced by all the players that have come up this year and contributed for them in lieu of the injury.
Well, you think about Lindholm. Central Scouting had Hampus Lindholm in the second round.
Yeah.
And the Ducks take him relatively high in the opening round. And it sure looks like he's going to be a good one. It's already a pretty darn good one.
You talked about the decisions earlier in the game that Bruce Boudreau has to make on defense. I talked about getting healthy again. If this club gets as healthy as they'd like to be, there will have to be a lot of decisions made. And some of them difficult decisions, as Ricard Raquel, one of the youngsters to come up and join Bruce Boudreau's team, has his shot deflected out of play.
There's a good look at Matthew Perreault, a second line center for the Ducks. He's had having himself a wonderful season. Plus 12 rating really stands out for me. And boy, if he keeps up this pace, it's not going to be long before he closes in on his career high, which is 30 total points for Capitals back at 11-12.
Part of a group of centermen who have really elevated their play for Anaheim this season upon his acquisition. Nick Bonino has responded with a very nice start to his season as well. There was some concern that the Ducks needed to be stronger up the middle. Well, they are now. Perreault, Bonino, and now Ricard Raquel, who has done a nice job in the 2 games since he came up from Norfolk for the American.
Raquel is another one of these young Swedish players who is just so well trained on the defensive side of the puck. He's always in the right spot.
Big collision in the corner. And Schwartz comes out of there with it, as he and Spiza is failing to get out of one another's way. Stone's shot from the line glances off the stick of Cogliano, allowing Winnick to recover, and he angles it off the boards and out.
There's a lot of chip pucks right now by the Ducks, just chipping it out of the D zone.
Jump on the historic Queen Mary in Long Beach, November 14th. We'll see the Ducks take on Tampa Bay beginning at 4:30 local time. The street team will host an official Ducks watch party. Make sure you hear the ship's horn sound each time the Ducks score. Visit AnaheimDucks.com/watch party for more details.
Now we just got word from the Coyotes locker room that Radim Vrbata has a lower body injury and will not return tonight's game.
Their leading scorer coming into tonight. Of course, that's always going to leave a bit of a vacuum when you're trying to tie the hockey game. 3-2 Ducks on top. Bodker steams in and sends a backhander wide of the goal. Solani jams it out off a deflection. No icing is the ruling from Jay Scherr, who's the linesman. And Rundblad hit. Nice bit of forechecking. Perreault put it in front on Smith. Ellie was all alone. Back comes Klinkhammer, and he can't chip it around Cam Fowler. Boy, once again, you were just talking about him a moment ago, Brian. Matthew Perreault, not large in stature, but he got in on the forecheck, steals a puck, and creates a chance.
Speed. It's all about speed for Perreault.
Now it's Getzlaf. To the far post, just out of the reach of Penner. The puck may have been bouncing. Looked like he got there. He just didn't make contact with the puck. In and out of the glove of Hiller and back in again.
Yeah, good stop by Jonas Hiller. More difficult than it looked like with traffic in front. I want to go back to the effort by Matthew Perreault. That's Perreault in the middle of the ice. Look at him put his head down so he can get in on top of Rundblad, and then he bodies him off the puck. Comes close to setting up Devontae Smith-Pelly on the doorstep. That's a good play by Mike Smith. See him use the goal stick and protect the blue paint and cut that pass off.
Perreault is so good at making room for himself, Brian. I mean, he uses his body, spins off of defenders, particularly down low, creating chances as a result. Face-off win for the Ducks, and it's Getzlaf. Gets it back from Beauchemin. His pass at the line deflects in, and Perry trying to get to him. So a bouncing puck to center, and Lindholm hinges over to cover up. We told you in the intermission they have officially given the third goal of the game to Corey Perry. He now has 10 on the season. And 4 in the last 3 games. Allen's been punched away by Mike Smith. The Coyotes will trickle it deep, and Rivero puts the pressure on Allen. Allen hard off the boards, and a second chance for Edom. Now he gets center red, backhands it only as far as the blue line, but then bats the puck free and now skates it into the Phoenix zone.
Well, there's a mistake though by Edom. He's got to get those pucks in deep at the offensive blue line.
Picked up in the neutral zone by Schwartz, and his shot deflects off of Spiza, off of the glass, and out of play.
You know, you live with young players. You love their speed. You love their energy. And it is a learning process in order to help them mature and get them to the point where they really cut down on some of the what coaches call the automatics, like making sure you get pucks in deep.
find it interesting, Raquel basically being plugged in, replacing Saku Koivu in the veteran's absence, as he's in the middle of Cogliano and Winnick. That, of course, with Koivu has been the matchup line for Bruce Boudreau, defensively speaking. That's saying a lot about the youngster's abilities from a responsibility standpoint. Bodker takes a pass off a skate, tries a little stutter step on Fowler, but he stays with him in behind the goal. Cam gives him a rough ride. The puck comes loose. Winnick's pass into the middle, and he got away with it. As Raquel covers up and brings it back with Winnick offside into the Phoenix zone.
You know, you were just talking about Rickard Rakell, and he's just so alert defensively. Does a great job in strong support position down low in the defensive zone. His overall pick, 2011, and
just 20 years old.
You know, I was so impressed with him during training camp. And here's that support position I'm talking about. So he makes a nice play here, but he hangs around. The Ducks actually turned the puck over, and it was Rakell that was in the right spot to make the deep play.
Former Plymouth Whaler, who split last season between the Ducks and the Penguins. Getzlaf hit hard as he intercepts a pass. Sets up Perry. It was Doan who delivered the shot. Now Moss bumping into Lindholm, who stepped up. The Ducks recover the puck, and Perry knocked down, and another penalty coming up to the Coyotes. The Ducks have a power play goal already tonight, and they're going to get another chance midway through the third.
Oh, David Rundblad is sitting in the penalty box. Opportunity here for the Ducks. Slashing penalty. Could have been called a hook. Corey Perry sneaks out from the corner, and there's the contact with the hands as Perry loses the puck. Well, he was in pretty good scoring position. So a fortunate television timeout, John, allows the Ducks' top-line performers to get a little bit of a rest before the start of this power play.
Third power play of the night for the Ducks. They're 1 for 2, and they score. Fowler rips it home. Off a one face-off by Bonino. That literally took 2 seconds.
This is what I was talking about with a goaltender like Mike Smith, who plays deep in his net. That shoot-first mentality. Bonino wins the draw, rolling puck. Fowler just hammers it, and look where Smith is. I mean, he's 2 feet in front of the goal line. Not challenging at all, and there's a lot of net. And Fowler rips it into the top corner. All of a sudden, the Ducks defense starting to produce.
They came into tonight with 1 goal as a group. Lindholm and Fowler found the back of the net tonight. 4-2, the Ducks on top. Power play goal, their second power play goal of the game. And now Rakell intercepts at the blue line and shovels it down low. Puck comes right back to him from Cogliano, and he fired it wide.
And I think Mike Smith gets a piece of that with the blocker, John. That was a great stop by the Coyotes netminder.
Well, now the Coyotes got to put things up a little bit as they're down to 9+ to go in the game. For the first time tonight, these teams separated by more than a goal. Winnick into the Phoenix zone. Reaches as he draws 2 defenders and shovels it down low. Rundblad back after it. The Swedish defenseman, former property of the Ottawa Senators, hands it off. And Ekman-Larsson feathers it in and thinks better of chasing it as he retreats defensively. Solani takes the pass and brings it through center. Trying to get around Ekman-Larsson. That's interference, and they finally call it.
You know what? Solani does a great job here. He keeps those 43-year-old Pistons moving, John. And Ekman-Larsson shifts out of his lane. See, Ekman-Larsson keeps sticking out his rear end, moving over towards the boards. If he just lets Solani go, there's really no harm, no foul.
Brian Pockmara tried not to call it, but eventually he had to.
I want to go back to the goal and the positioning of Mike Smith, and you see how deep he is. And even though he is a large human being, if you sit that deep in the net on a shot from the top of the circle, there's a lot of net exposed.
Ducks win the draw. They're 2 for 3 on the power play tonight. And they'll overload the right side of the zone. Bonino works the half wall. Fowler over to Getzlaf into the middle. Perry had it knocked knocked away, but it's recovered by Bonino. The captain's quick shot off a skate, and Fowler will let Bonino handle it.
Looking for that high tip play.
Getzlaf finds it open. Bonino, Fowler near circle, fires it. Rebound right there. What a save by Smith on Penner.
Oh my goodness, Dustin Penner can't believe it. What a great save by Mike Smith with the left hand. Remember that one. It keeps his team in this game. Here's the rebound. Penner tries to shovel it, just can't elevate it high enough to get it over top of the lunging Mike Smith. But what a save.
Nick Bonino has had a whale of a night in the face-off circle. I believe that's only the third draw he has lost. He drew an assist off his last one face-off on the power play. And now he gets it from Penner. Ducks back into the Phoenix zone. Smith plays the carom behind the net and will clear it himself. Boy, that was about 6 inches away from being another penalty. Hiller races out to get it. And that'll help the power play unit. A minute gone and the penalty to Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and a lot of space for Perry, who strides into the Phoenix zone. Lowers his shoulder and takes it behind the net. Angles it off the wall. Moshima across now for Getzlaf. Bonino gives it back. Looking for a tip. Moshima's shot doesn't get through. Stone sends it all the way back. Again, Hiller out to stop it. This time he'll just leave it. Smith-Pelly's shot off a Phoenix stick as Ribeiro got a piece of it, and Hiller once more will play it behind his own goal.
Ribeiro is a smart player. He gets great angles on people.
Solani trying to give it back to Perreault. Ducks gain the zone on the pass, too hot to handle from Smith-Pelly. Teemu gets it back off the corner boards. Cycles it back to Perreault. Moshima fakes the shot, gives it back to Matthew on the half wall. He draws 2 defenders, so he'll lay it back to the line. Moshima fires, that's blocked. Solani recovers the puck. It's fast. Blocked by Ribeiro. And the penalty is over. Ekman-Larsson out of the box. Coyotes full strength. Solani behind the net for Matthew Perreault. In front off the stick of Smith-Pelly.
What a pass. What a pass by Perreault. A little bit too hot for Smith-Pelly to handle.
Devontae goes behind his own goal and now lays it off for Hampus Lindholm. 3 points in the last 3 games for Hampus, including a goal and an assist tonight. 19-year-old rifles it ahead off the skate of Raquel deep into the Phoenix zone. Smith out to play it. Boy, that was very close to not being in the trapezoid. But he moves it away, and now the Coyotes to center. Mealy spins off the hip from Cogliano and dumps it in. Cross corner dump taken by Spiza.
Yeah, you can see that Tippett going a little bit deeper into his bench, sensing that there's just not a lot of energy perhaps in his top 2 lines, giving them a little bit of a break.
Ducks entered tonight with a 1-point lead over San Jose and Phoenix in the Pacific Division. As you mentioned earlier, Brian, a win is obviously what you're looking for, but if you can get it in regulation, it does that much more damage. Coyotes have won their last 3 games all in shootouts as they're riding a 5-game winning streak coming into tonight. Turned over at the blue line. Emerson Edom pounces on it, joined by Palmieri. He gets it deep. Ekman-Larsson comes in. Palmieri and Edom team up to keep the puck alive. Emerson Edom from out of the corner chips it to the far side, and Rundblad on his horse to go get that. Klinkhammer sends it ahead, and Vermette turned away as he gets to center red and nearly turned it over. Boy, Perry was there just waiting for that puck to come to him.
And it's all about pressure for the Ducks. They just continue to keep it high, keep the feet moving. Not a lot of time for the Coyotes to handle the puck. Nothing easy for them right now.
Hansel fumbles it. Perry pounces on it. Moves it ahead. Penner gives it back to Getzlaf. Long shot sticked away by Smith as Perry was spilled at the far post.
You know what's interesting about that? Getzlaf shoots the puck because he wants to make sure that he's in a good spot defensively. He knew he wasn't going to score, but as soon as he released the puck, he got right on his horse, got back into the middle of the ice and started thinking defense. You play this game by the score, and that was good recognition by the Anaheim captain.
Time becoming an ally of the Ducks as we approach 4 minutes to go in the game. Beauchemin helps out Lindholm, and it's Winnick who pokes it all the way back to center. Puck pressure comes in the form of Andrew Cogliano, forcing the Coyotes to regroup.
And here's what I'm talking about, keeping those defensemen in front of you. The Ducks in the neutral zone just kind of sneaking back, bottling up the middle of the ice, and not allowing the Coyotes defenders to get involved in the rush. Very effective tactic.
Nice little chip play by Beauchemin, and that enables the Ducks to clear the zone. And then at the other end, Smith has to freeze it. Ducks hoping to freeze the Coyotes in the final 3.5. Long the Ducks have been getting it done even strength tonight, getting it done on the power play.
Yeah, they have been dangerous. I mean, you look at the goals that they have scored and the ones that they have almost scored in extra man situations. That was the 5-on-3 blast by Getzlaf. And here was Cam Fowler. Man, did he hammer this puck up into the top corner behind Mike Smith.
A couple of things that the Ducks have not been getting done all year. Scoring power play goals and getting goals from their defense. Lindholm and Fowler have found the back of the net tonight, as Anaheim had 1 goal from a defenseman through the first 16 games. They got 2 tonight. And here's Perreault causing a turnover deep in the Phoenix zone, tries to send it to the goal crease from a sharp angle, but it's blocked, and Antoine Vermette leads it back. Doan got a stick on it, but couldn't bring it into the Anaheim zone as Kelly and Solani try to work it through neutral ice. Shane Doan brings it back. Vermette drops it off. Rundblad with a long shot that never made it to the Anaheim goal. And this one goes through a number of sticks before it comes out center ice.
And the Coyotes a little leg weary. You can see it, John. Starting to sag here. Second game in 2 nights.
Not very accurate with the passes. The little things starting to fall by the wayside. Will they pull Mike Smith down a pair with 2.5 to go? We'll keep an eye on the Phoenix netminder. Ducks doing the prudent thing, just getting pucks deep as Edom puts it deep, and there's Smith out to play it as he gets away from Bonino and keeps the puck from the Anaheim center.
And all Bonino is thinking at that point is, I'm not going to take a penalty. No matter what, I'm not going to take a penalty on the goal.
Spiza bumping with David Moss. And that ends up being a 1 puck for Anaheim. Chipped out center ice. Edom will change instead of pursuing it. And the Coyotes regroup as they get fresh legs on the ice. Korpikoski sends it in, and it's Yandel going to the corner after it. Allen knocks it away from him. Spiza rifles it to Cogliano, and gloved down by Botker. And picked up now by Cogliano, and he's in full flight into the Phoenix zone with a shot just wide. And Raquel retreats defensively, along with Winnick. Yandel comes up with it at his own stripe, finds Hansel, fakes the shot. There goes Smith to the bench. Extra attacker on for Phoenix with 1:20 to play, and the loose puck to Cogliano. He won't shoot at the empty net until he gets center red. That's just a smart play, and then Doan wipes him out at the blue line. Andrews shaken up as he gets back up and limping as he heads back to the Anaheim bench. Puck comes to him, and he puts it in the empty net, but Cogliano is hurt. Doesn't appear to be putting a lot of weight on his right leg. The fans will celebrate, but the focus on Andrew on the bench coming from athletic trainer Joe Huff.
You know, Shane Doan has been a guy over the years. He's like a bull in a china shop, and he has done more damage to Anaheim players. This does not look good for Cogliano. He'll take the goal, but no one really cares about that at this point.
Tonight, 475 consecutive games played. Cogliano, who has shaken off so many bumps and bruises, aches and pains over that stretch, has never missed an NHL game in his career. And he will be credited with the goal, making it 5-2 for Cogliano, his 3rd of the year. And here's Solani in the high slot, having it knifed off his stick by Andrew. 40 seconds left as Yandel joins the play, only to have his pocket picked by Solani, who feathers it for Perreault the other way. Perreault one-on-one has his shot blocked. And Anaheim now just 25 seconds away from a perfect 6-0 start Honda Center. And going 6-0-1 in their last 7. Chipchura knocked down by Allen, gets it deep, and Swartz from a sharp angle can't jam it through Hiller as we're down to under 15 seconds to go, and now the frustrations of the Coyotes starting to take over. Spiza in the midst of this. I believe, is that Jordan Swartz? I think it is. Now Chipchura joins the fray. In comes Palmieri and Mealy. Brian Allen wants in there, but he's pulled away by the referee. And Palmieri drops the gloves with Mealy in the corner. After all of this had already begun, 2 smaller players, a couple of college guys dropping the mitts. Oh, Palmieri delivers a right hand.
Kyle Palmieri did not see that coming, John. Very strong upper body, though, Kyle Palmieri has. Neely realizes that now.
Palmieri played his college hockey at Notre Dame. Mealy was a Hobie Baker winner at Miami of Ohio, and they were on the outside. They were apparently on the perimeter of this fray, but Palmieri tried to join it. Mealy pushed him away, and Kyle said that's enough.
Very strong game for the Ducks tonight, John, in so many ways. You think about it, goaltender Jonas Hiller not significantly tested at all in this one. That hasn't been the case at the opposite end. Mike Smith has been the busier of the two.
The Ducks are 6th in the league in goal scoring, and they bolstered it tonight with another 5-goal performance. Quick reminder that Roger Lodge hosts the Sports Lodge weekday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. on AM 830. Catch him on the radio home of the Dodgers, or excuse me, of the Ducks, I should say, am830.net. As I was mentioning, the 5 goals for the Ducks tonight. They've scored 6 3 different times this season, continues to bolster their offense, but it means fans, Hooters will reward you with 5 free wings. Go to AnaheimDucks.com/Hooters and print your coupon. Redeemable at any Southern California Hooters location within the next 24 hours.
This has got to be a satisfying win for the Ducks, given the fact it's against a divisional opponent, the fact that they did come back from that long road trip, John, and you always are worried about the energy level, and they've had it from the drop of the puck tonight.
Andy Neely, 5 minutes of fighting.
So as they announce the penalties, the extra 2 was given to Matthew Perreault. The Ducks win the faceoff, clear the zone, and then final seconds will tick off the clock. And Anaheim is now a perfect 6-0 at home this season. 6-0-1 in their last 7, and still atop the entire National Hockey League as they do away with the Coyotes tonight by a final count of 5-2. They got a lot of things they haven't had much of this season. The power play click. They got offense from their defense, primarily from their youngest defenseman as well, Hampus Lindholm.
He was terrific. Hampus Lindholm, to me, is the #1 star of this hockey game. Ryan Getzlaf was dominant as well, but Lindholm put on quite a show tonight, and he'll remember this one for a long, long time. First career NHL goal, and there's the celebration. There's the puck for the trophy case. Thought he had his second goal. The off-ice officials determined that Corey Perry actually got a touch on that puck, but a real solid performance by Lindholm, and you got to love the way this young man skates the puck out of the defensive zone. Plus 13 rating, tied for the second best in the NHL. He's 19 years old, folks.
And we hope that it will only get better, but as you mentioned, this is a night he'll never forget. His dad in attendance watching him play at the NHL level for the first time, and he picks up his first NHL goal with Dad looking on. So that brings us to tonight's 3-star selection.
And now, here are tonight's 3 stars of the game as voted by the broadcast media. Tonight's 3rd star, from the Ducks, number 10, Corey Perry. tonight's second star of the game, from the Ducks, number 15, Ryan Getzlaf. And tonight's first star of the game, with his first NHL goal from the Ducks, number 47, Hampus Lindholm.
All right, with Hampus Lindholm, number one star of the game, got a big smile on your face, as you should. First of all, before we talk about your goal, tonight we got some production from the blue line, you and Cam Fowler. Was that part of the plan tonight, to join the offensive rush and put some more pucks on the net?
Yeah, no, we're really strong in getting goals in, but we get the chances, we keep shooting, and finally it's gonna get in. It's kind of funny because Cam said before game that tonight you and I gonna have a goal, so somehow he knew it, so that was funny.
Nice, I like it. Well, Cam should talk to you about that more often. Let's talk about your goal. First career NHL goal. Your dad is here from Sweden. He got here this morning. First time he's seen you play in an NHL game. What does this mean for you and your family tonight?
No, it's always fun to have family here, and it's always team winning, and it's real big for me, so it's fun.
Hampus, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hampus Lindholm, number one star of the game, his first career NHL goal. The Ducks win it 5-2. Stick around, everybody. Ducks Live coming up around the corner with Mark Rogandino and Brian Hayward, so stay with us.